Hi guys, um, it's Lori. I would just like to say, you know, everyone, like, if you ever click on a beginner's guitar YouTube video or whatever, um, they always say like, oh, guitar is so hard, but it's okay. It's okay. You're gonna learn to do great, amazing, like solos in just 3 weeks. Or it's like the really old ones are like, hey, guitar's a little hard, but I'm gonna teach you the most hardest thing I know, so you never want to pick it up again. Those are the really old ones. Now all the other ones are like, hey, these old videos are so bad. They say this, and I'm gonna teach you why my video is better than theirs, and that it's actually easy to learn guitar. And most of them, they're relatively good. They actually help, I'd say. I've watched quite enough to know, I'd say, and if anyone says I haven't watched enough to know, I actually don't like you because I have watched very many. So, but one thing they never say, because I feel like this comes within motivation and hard to learn. Um, Guitar larping. I hate saying that word because it's like it's not right, but I mean, how else would I say it? I'm talking about the TikTok term LARPing, like that one, not live action role playing. I've done my fair share of that. um, yeah, TikTok. I hate you, TikTok. Anyways, guitar LARPing. It's a term I just invented. Actually, probably not. There's probably already people who've said this, but my definition is where you play a little bit of guitar. You might learn like a song, and the most you know is probably Leonard Skinner, or the most you know is probably like maybe Master Puppets. One of your favorite songs is fairly easy. All the small things. I don't like Blink 182, so that's never been a problem for me. I've never learned any Blink 182 song, but guitar larping is severely detrimental, and you should be embarrassed to guitar larp and like ashamed to be guitar larping, so you don't do it. Because I was one of those people, and I feel like everyone I met in school that says they play guitar has guitar larped. Um, so it's, yeah, like maybe like one song or two, and that's pretty much all you know. Maybe you even got lessons, or maybe you don't play at all. And you say you've been playing for like years, and maybe you've been like playing 2 times a year, but don't count the full year in if you haven't been playing consistently over the course of a year. Um, sure, we've all had our breaks. Like sometimes I'll have an event and I get really tired and I don't practice that day, or I have a sleepover and I can't bring my guitar. But when that has happened, like I've went to a friend's house before, and like a friend's house, and they said like, yeah, they play guitar, or yeah, they're learning. Which if you say you're learning, that's good, but like you better be learning. Like I'm not talking though the twice a year thing. I'm talking you better be trying your hardest. And I remember I went over to this friend's house and I was like, "Oh, you have an acoustic?" And they were like, "Yeah, I play guitar. I've been playing for a little." And I was like, "Oh, is it in tune?" They're like, "What?" I don't know, maybe. And they didn't know how to play. They just had it. And what I really hate is that every time I see someone with an acoustic guitar, um, it's always one of those cheap Amazon ones. That is not a cheap Amazon one. That is my nice acoustic. Oh, my beautiful, nice acoustic. I love it so much. It sounds so good, and it's just beautiful to look at. And I've got it refurbished because when I first got it, it was dusty. It needed like some new stuff on it. Okay, I'll just say that it needed some new stuff, and I'm not talking about strings. Of course, it needed new strings if it's old, but and I don't. If you have a guitar that's like from Amazon, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, and I'm just saying if you plan to go far with it, you would want a nice guitar, and if you can't afford it, I'm not saying. Like I said, Amazon acoustics, they're not that bad. If you're just starting out and like you don't know, you're skeptical, sure, get that one. I just don't like when I hear people say they've been playing for 3 years, and then when you ask them what they can play, they like get all frozen up. Cause I was one of those people, but I luckily I never had the experience of having an acoustic from Amazon, because my first acoustic was my lovely baby over there. And it was great. Or people with an electric guitar, they have an Amazon electric too, but like the Amazon electrics I'd say are pretty okay. Like they're not that bad. And I just say please start on an acoustic. Just please. If you're like planning to go big on guitar, and anyone would say start on an acoustic, even if you don't want to because you want to play like Korn or something. You're not gonna get there anytime soon, so it's best you start on an acoustic. And if you really want to play those songs in like E on acoustic, because I don't know what tuning. I think it's just at a lower. They're at lower strings, really. Yeah, or like Korn has heavier strings usually, because I'm pretty sure they tune low, like really low. But like yeah, I used to be a guitar larper. I play guitar now, but if you were to if I were to actually sum up my whole experience, I'd say maybe like a year or less. That's how much of a freaking larper I was. And how long have I owned guitars? Or a guitar and more that are just like in the back or on the side? No one can see it. I've been playing for like 2021. That was so long ago, and I had lessons. I've had like three or two guitar teachers, and they're so expensive. I couldn't keep them sadly, but you know, it's just like that's just how it is. And I used to tell people like, yeah, I'm pretty okay. I'm still learning, but I got like 3 years of experience up my ass. No, I don't. You've had a guitar for 3 years. You haven't played for 3 years. And I feel like you need to realize you need to like be ashamed of yourself to want to do more. So please be very ashamed of yourself if you're guitar larping. And like everyone hates on it's like the people who like the big four metal bands or just like basic top of the charts new metal. They always see TikToks that are saying like that are like making fun of new metal hardcore, and I feel like some of those people are just insane metal elitists that kind of need to shut up. And but you really can't tell them to shut up because it's their use of free will, but you could still like say like, hey, shut up. Or they're just like people who want to bully you into getting into genres that you will also like. Because, I used to be someone who was strictly into like new and thrash. And then I got into doom metal. And then I got into death. And I didn't really like black, but there was like maybe 2 black metal bands I like. I really love speed metal and slam. And yeah, they want you to explore genres so you'll find even more music that you like, and you'll be able to relate with like almost all the metal community, because not everyone listens to new metal or whatever metal genre they were bullying you. Or maybe they want you to find even nicher new metal. And like I said, it's a fine line. Some of them are just plain bullies, and some of them have good intentions, okay? But you can't just be saying like, all these stupid elitists telling me to niche out. I don't have to niche out if I want to. I mean, you don't, but like, I wouldn't like you. Yeah, if I don't like you, nobody does. Everyone joins my opinion. So, but I would just say also another thing to help you learn metal, or like learn metal, learn guitar, other than like listening to a lot of bands and not saying you've been playing for 3 years when you like just picked up a guitar and learned 035 maybe in 2020. uh, get someone else who plays guitar, or like even a teacher. And I know it's like embarrassing because like if you're a bad player in like, say like marching band or something, and you're just scared, or concert band, actually more in concert band, because like if you're in marching band and you're bad at playing, they're probably kicking you out, sadly, because I think marching band's for like the big leagues. At least it is in my school. um but I'd say just like have someone who have someone to encourage you, or have someone to talk about guitar with, and like talk about your recent progress, because you'll really feel more compelled the more you like socialize about it. I feel like, at least it worked for me, because like I talked to my music teacher about learning guitar and how I'm progressing, and then I had some people who played guitar that I could talk with to them and like talk about struggles, songs I like to play, and it's progressively uh, you just gotta get, it's hard to get consistent, but I feel like you really need like a place to surround yourself in. And please like clean your room or find somewhere that you can go to practice guitar, because there is, wait, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, if you just like I just cleaned my room and it feels so good, and it makes it a lot easier. I will say that. It makes it a lot easier if you have somewhere nice to practice rather than like a messy room with food 2 days old in it. And if you're anything like me and you bedrot, guitar definitely helps. Like, stop scrolling on TikTok or Instagram or Reddit. I do that. I'm sorry. I do scroll on Reddit. Um, but yeah, just have something. Hobbies can help with more than just the hobby that you're working on. And please learn guitar and post your progress and stuff. I'm trying to right now. I'm actively trying to. And all I can do is wish that I get better and wish that other people get better. So, like, hopefully this helped. teach about guitar larping, and hopefully I didn't just talk about random ass topics for 15 minutes, because I'm kind of looking back at all the things I said, and I think I'm just starting to ramble. I will see you guys later. Bye.